Hi there, Ram owners. Today in your 2019 Ram 1500 without a factory hitch, we're going to be taking a look at the best hitch options. There's a drastic difference between the two. And one of the things you're going to notice here is down below, this is your entire hitch that you're going to receive. And up here on top, you're only going to receive the receiver here. The rest of this is actually the factory bumper support that comes on your vehicle. So this is already going to be there. This just hooks right up to it. So this one's going to be significantly easier to install than this one. Now with that being said, the smaller Curt hitch here is going to have significantly lower weight ratings than what our larger Draw-Tite hitch down here is going to be. So it really comes down to how you're intending on using your hitch. If you've got something very heavy duty that you want to do, then the Draw-Tite is definitely going to be the way you want to go. If you've got horse trailers you want to pull or something, this one's going to be able to handle that. But our Curt here is really more for just your typical recreational use. You can pull a small pop-up camper with it if you want. You could definitely load it up with a cargo carrier and bike racks and do anything you want with accessories in it. But as far as overall hauling capabilities, it's just not even going to compete with the Draw-Tite. The Draw-Tite hitch here can also be used with the weight distribution system, while our Curt cannot. Weight distribution systems help take some of the weight that your trailer or whatever is loaded on the back here off of your rear axle and distribute that weight onto the front to level your vehicle back out, restoring lost handling and braking performance. When you use a weight distribution system with it, it also increases the towing capacity from 15,000 pounds to 17,000 pounds. Which means that this hitch here with a weight distribution system can pull 11,000 pounds more than what our Curt can. If we take a look here at some of the smaller features though, on our Curt we've got hoop style safety chain loops on the bottom with a very large opening, and the hoop here on the outside doesn't take up a whole lot of space. So if you're going to be using this more for light duty stuff, then this is actually going to be a little bit easier for you to work with because it's going to accept many different styles of safety chains. If we look at and compare that to our Draw-Tite down here, it has a much smaller opening, and the thickness of the metal around that opening is significantly thicker, which limits which safety chains will be able to clip onto these. You can see here when you use a typical safety chain that it's just not going to hook in on this one. But that's really not too big of a deal. We do have quick links available here at etrailer.com that will hook onto your larger Draw-Tite hitch here and allow you to hook up any kind of safety chain that you want to. Now, the reasoning behind this is because our Draw-Tite here is such a heavy-duty hitch, it needs this extra support because if you're hauling a massive trailer, you're going to need that extra meat here in order to keep your safety chains attached in the event of a catastrophic disconnect. On our Curt here, if it was capable of hauling anything the same size as our Draw-Tite, these small hoop styles on the bottom here wouldn't be able to handle it like our Draw-Tite would. But this one's designed to haul much less, so what's on the bottom here is plenty for what it's designed for. Both of them do have 2-inch openings, so it'll work with any of your 2-inch accessories and ball mounts. And both of them use a 5/8-inch hitch pin. The only difference you'll see here is that on our Curt, it is only designed to work with a hitch pin, where our Draw-Tite here does have a small hole just to the rear of it that allows us to use a J-pin. A J-pin is similar to a hitch pin, but will wrap around and poke into this small hole and then tighten down with a nut on the opposite side. When it wraps around, it presses against what's ever in the receiver here, acting as an anti-rattle device. Now that doesn't limit our Curt here to not being able to use an anti-rattle device. We have plenty of collar style ones that will wrap around your receiver and press against what's ever going inside of it as well to stop any rattles on this style. So in conclusion, I'm going to have to give the Curt the best option if you're going to be using it for recreational use. It's significantly easier to install, so if you're not planning on doing anything heavy duty, you can get this bad boy on and up and running in no time. And it's a little bit easier to work with for your smaller items. But if you're going to be using this as a work truck and you need to get some things done and move stuff around, then the Draw-Tite is definitely the way to go. It's got significantly higher capabilities than what our Curt does here. If you're kind of on the fence and you're unsure what you're going to be using them for, you could always play it safe and get the Draw-Tite because it will definitely be able to handle everything the Curt will be able to handle. You just may have to fidget a little bit with getting the chains attached on some of your smaller things.